Top Altcoins Q3 2026, XRP or Hyperliquid, which is better? Following crypto analysis, two of the best altcoins right now are about to hit their biggest test in the exact same week. Ripple XRP has a regulatory deadline on August 7th that could unlock institutional money that's been sitting on the sidelines for years. Hyperliquid Crypto has a $665 million token unlock landing just one day earlier, the biggest supply event on its calendar all year. If you're holding either one or deciding which deserves your capital this quarter, this video breaks down the real data behind both charts. Fundamentals, unlocks, ETF flows, and the technical setup most people are missing. No hype, no made-up price targets. Let's get into top altcoins video. Crypto Radar. Ripple XRP Analysis 2026. When analyzing top crypto coins in 2026, there's something strange happening with Ripple XRP price right now. And if you only watch the headlines, you'd never guess it. Ripple just joined a UK Treasury task force with BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs. The DTCC's $114 trillion tokenization initiative reportedly went live. Ripple's onboarding AI agents to pay in Ripple price directly. That's about as bullish as headlines get. So why is the chart down over 40% from its recent high, sitting near $1.10 after getting rejected from $1.60 three separate times this year? That disconnect is the entire story of XRP Coin in 2026, and it comes down to one word: timing. The SEC's case against Ripple ended in 2025. Spot XRP ETFs are live, but the market is still waiting on the one piece that actually unlocks institutional money, the Clarity Act, which needs to reach President Trump's desk by August 7th. Senator Lummis says the text drops this month. Senator Haggerty has backed it too. And here's the key detail. A former Swift CEO once said banks won't fully commit to assets like XRP Crypto until the legal status is airtight. Ripple already won its case. Institutions are still waiting anyway. So while the price sits in limbo, Ripple keeps stacking real infrastructure, stablecoin issuance with RLUSD, prime brokerage, treasury services, and that new X402 Foundation partnership, letting AI agents transact directly in XRP Crypto, already passed 1.2 million settled transactions on the XRP ledger. Even Swift's new interoperability ledger, which sounds like competition, actually proves Ripple's point. It still runs inside Swift's own data centers, isn't DeFi, and a quarter of its payments still take over 10 minutes to settle. The settlement gap Ripple built XRP price to fill is still wide open. Then there's the wild card, Japan. With the yen carry trade estimated at $4 to $8 trillion under pressure, some analysts argue a reverse carry trade could send capital hunting for faster settlement rails, with XRP Ripple positioned as the bridge. Speculative targets range from $180 all the way past $1,000. We'll flag it clearly. These are third-party projections, not facts. And here's the number that proves the market is genuinely undecided. XRP spot ETFs have pulled in $1.40 billion total since launch, but July's daily flows have gone flat to negative, including a $7.29 million outflow on July 8th. Institutions like the story, they're just not buying yet. So mark the date, August 7th. That's when we find out if this disconnect resolves or drags on. Moreover, if you care Ripple XRP and want to watch more about XRP analysis and news towards this coin, don't miss video. Ripple XRP price prediction is $5 possible in 2026. Latest update, vertical bar, Crypto Radar on YouTube channel of Crypto Radar. In this video, we'll analyze XRP's price action, explore the latest developments surrounding Ripple, and discuss potential price scenarios and key levels to watch in the coming weeks. So here's the actual takeaway for traders. This is a binary style catalyst. Altcoin news shows that if the Clarity Act clears the Senate and gets signed by August 7th, that ETF flow freeze we're seeing right now could break wide open fast. The kind of news that moves price in hours, not weeks. If it slips past the recess, expect more of the sideways, low conviction chop XRP token has shown since June. Either way, don't try to guess the outcome in advance. Watch the specific dates around it, size positions so a surprise in either direction doesn't wreck you, and wait for confirmation in the ETF flow data before assuming the story has actually turned. That's not a prediction, that's just how you trade a headline event instead of getting caught by one. Hypecoin Analysis 2026. Hype Crypto is a different story. Decentralized derivatives built by Jeff Yan, a Harvard-trained quant from Hudson River Trading. It runs a self-custodial on-chain perpetual exchange on its own layer 1, aiming to be infrastructure to house all of finance. Hyperliquid Coin was released around $35 at the end of 2025, hitting an all-time high of $76 on June 3rd, up roughly 114.29% within half a year, becoming one of the best altcoins in 2026. Market cap now sits near $17 billion. That figure is not high with a trendy cryptocurrency project that is attracting interest from many Wall Street organizations. The engine behind this is HIP3, launched October 2025, permissionless perp markets, but deploying one costs $500,000 in staked Hypecoin, with validators able to /20 to 100% for manipulation. One Venules did $650 million in volume before shutting down in June over unreliable pricing. Meanwhile, Trade XYZ now controls 93% of HIP3 volume, processing over $100 billion since launch. Its SpaceX Perpetual did $1.30 to $1.4 billion in volume on IPO day alone. And in March, S&P Dow Jones officially licensed the S&P 500 to the venue. Following Hype Analysis, the token mechanic, Hyperliquid routes 97 to 99% of fees into buying back and burning Hype token, over $1.3 billion cumulative at roughly 7% of market cap annualized, 4 to 5 times Ethereum's or BNB's burn rate. Now the chart, a clean uptrend, higher lows through the year, a June breakout to that $76 high, and now consolidating $64 to $68, holding above every prior swing high. Technically strong, but only 26.53% of Hype's max supply is circulating versus XRP's 62%. Far more dilution ahead. And there's one date to flag directly, August 6th, 2026, a cliff unlock releasing $665 million or 2.42% of supply in a single event, roughly 20 times the size of prior monthly unlocks. If you have been holding Hype Coin, this unlock event might directly affect your profits, so please check and follow Hype Crypto carefully. And of course, Crypto Radar will provide the latest news about Hyperliquid Analysis very frequently on our YouTube channel. So make sure to follow Crypto Radar to not miss any useful information about Hyperliquid Coin, Ripple XRP, and top altcoins. Moreover, Defilama shows real fundamentals, $6.07 billion TVL, $818 million annualized revenue, and Hype spot ETFs have pulled in just $12.5 million total, a fraction of XRP's. Buybacks themselves fell from $316.76 million in Q3 2025 to $192.25 million in Q1 2026, and in May 2026, the UK's FCA added Hyperliquid Price to its warning list as an unauthorized firm. It's still unavailable in the US and Ontario. So Hyperliquid review, the stronger chart, real revenue, but a major unlock cliff, landing fast, cooling activity, and growing regulatory pressure. So after analyzing both Ripple XRP and Hype Coin, we saw the general pictures about two coins. And an urgent question is taken right now. Investors should choose XRP Coin or Hyperliquid Crypto for the portfolio. And this is the main content in part 3. Should we buy XRP Coin or Hype Coin? So in top altcoins to buy, Ripple XRP and Hype Coin, which is better in Q3 2026. These aren't real competitors. XRP Crypto is cross-border settlement infrastructure for banks. Hyperliquid Crypto is decentralized derivatives infrastructure for traders. It comes down to which thesis fits your view of Q3 2026. Regulatory path is where they diverge most. XRP's legal fight is behind it. SEC case resolved, ETFs live, only the Clarity Act left, due August 7th. Hypecoin is heading into new friction. The UK FCA added it to a warning list in May, still blocked for US and Ontario users, and the Clarity Act is moving right now. Senator Lummis says updated text could drop within days. With the Senate in session 4 straight weeks to get it passed before the August recess, Senator Haggerty backs it too. Following Senator Lindsey Graham's passing, Trump pushed to get it done in his honor, adding urgency. But it's not guaranteed. The White House's top crypto advisor left his post mid-negotiation, and Senator Warren wants Trump family crypto conflicts resolved first. Real momentum, real friction, right up to August 7th. Growth potential, here's where it gets interesting. XRP's market cap already sits at $69 billion, a large base, so matching past cycle gains needs real new capital. Hyperliquid's market cap sits near $17 billion, and one analyst in the source material argued that alone justifies a 3x if Hype catches up to Solana's $44 billion cap, and even floated a 5x if it flips XRP. That's one analyst's opinion, not a fact, but it's the core bull case. Smaller cap, faster real revenue, more room to re-rate. XRP's upside case is different, tied to a macro event, the reverse carry trade thesis, not a market cap catch-up. It could go further, but it depends entirely on an external event actually happening. When analyzing crypto coins, we can see that the charts back this up with opposite pictures. XRP Ripple is in a defined downtrend. Since May 2026, XRP Coin has been forming lower highs, with each new peak lower than the previous one. As you can see on the XRP price chart, after trading sideways for a long period since April, Ripple XRP reached a peak of $1.54 before dropping sharply to $1.05. It then formed new highs at around $1.20 in June and $1.18 in July. At the moment, XRP is trading sideways at around $1.11. If I draw a trend line connecting these peaks, they all align with the same descending line, indicating a clear downtrend. How about Hypecoin? Let's simplify what this chart is actually saying. Since bottoming near $25, Hype Crypto has been in a clear uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, and that structure still hasn't broken, even after the recent pullback. So despite the dip, this isn't a downtrend yet. What has changed is momentum. After hitting an all-time high around $75 to $77, Hyperliquid Coin hasn't been able to push to new highs. Each bounce since has topped out lower or flat. That's not bearish, it's just buyers losing steam. Right now, price is consolidating between roughly $62 and $72. Buyers defending the lower end, sellers capping the top, and volume has been fading during this range, which usually means the market is resting, not panicking. Here's what actually matters going forward. A daily close above $72 to $75 on strong volume would confirm the uptrend is resuming, opening the door to a new all-time high. A break below $62 would say this consolidation failed, and a deeper pullback becomes more likely. Until one of those happens, this is a wait-and-see chart, not a clear signal either way. Technically, Hype Token has the stronger structure, but Ripple XRP has less future dilution. 62% of supply circulating versus Hype's 27%, and Hyperliquid Crypto has a $665 million cliff unlock landing August 6th. So here's the short version for top altcoins. XRP's whole near-term story hinges on one date. August 7th, the Clarity Act deadline. Hyperliquid's biggest test lands just one day earlier. August 6th, that $665 million unlock cliff. One is a regulatory event, the other is a supply event, but they're both landing in the same week, which makes the first 2 weeks of August the real test for both charts, not some far-off Q4 prediction. Neither project is the obvious safe pick here, that's kind of the point. If this breakdown helped you see past the headlines, hit like, subscribe for more altcoin breakdowns like this, and drop a comment. XRP, Hyperliquid, or are you holding both into Q3? The content shared in these videos is based on information I've gathered and my personal opinions, and is not investment advice. Those investing in crypto should exercise extreme caution. conduct thorough research before investing, and take responsibility for their decisions. We are Crypto Radar. Thanks for watching Ethereum price prediction, and we'll see you in the next video.